There is a reason you were guided here. This is not an algorithm, and it is not a coincidence, it is an assignment. The persistent, gnawing feeling in your spirit that you have been wronged, that a great injustice has gone unanswered, is not paranoia. It is a divine signal. The world told you to move on, to forgive, to forget. It told you that holding on to betrayal was poison. That was a lie designed to protect the guilty. The truth is that your pain was never a poison. It was a pressure, a cosmic force compacting carbon into diamond. Your success is not your best revenge, it is the physical manifestation of a karmic sentence that has been passed in a higher court. It is the righteous verdict they never saw coming. Before we continue, we must seal this understanding. Like this video to anchor the energy of this truth into your timeline. Subscribe to join the collective of those who are conduits for this divine justice. Comment 77 below as the energetic signature of your agreement, a divine code that activates the final phase of this cosmic recalibration. Then, let this message play again in the background. Allow the frequency of these words to saturate your spirit, to recalibrate your subconscious, and to serve as the undeniable soundtrack to your ascension. Chapter 1: The invisible architecture of your vindication. You must understand the structure of what is happening. What you are experiencing is not a series of fortunate events or a lucky break. It is the final stage of a meticulous, divine construction project. The central metaphor for your life is not a battle, it is an act of architecture. And the ones who tried to tear you down were, in fact, the unpaid, unknowing laborers of your grand design. Think back to every lie whispered about you in secret, every slanderous email, every conversation designed to isolate you. Each one was not a weapon that harmed you, it was a brick they were forced to carry on their own backs. They felt the weight of their own deceit, a phantom heaviness in their bones that they mistook for power, and with calloused hands they laid those bricks, thinking they were building a prison wall around you, a fortress of false reputation to contain your light. In reality, they were laying the foundation of your throne room, meticulously crafting the substructure of your future palace. Every act of sabotage, every plot to exclude you from the circle, every moment they gloated over your perceived failures, these were not setbacks. They were essential components delivered to your divine construction site. The meeting you were not invited to, that was the ceremonial clearing of the land. The promotion they stole from you, that was the divine delivery of the finest timber and stone. Their gossip was not just noise, it became the intricate filigree carved into the walls of your sanctuary, patterns of immense complexity that only a divine eye could appreciate. Their gleeful laughter behind your back, that was the sound of them hammering the nails into the framework of your future palace, all while believing they were sealing your coffin. This is the karmic blueprint, the untraceable design that Source put into motion long ago, an architectural plan so sophisticated it uses the very energy of destruction as its primary building material. They could not see it because their vision is limited to the material plane of jealousy and ego. They were given instructions by their own low vibrational nature. Their envy was the foreman, their insecurity the project manager, and they followed them perfectly, unwittingly building the very thing they were trying to prevent, your inevitable and glorious rise. In the coming days and weeks, you will begin to feel this structure in your own body. It will manifest as a sudden, inexplicable sense of solidity that begins in your core and radiates outward. Your posture will straighten without conscious effort, as if an invisible corset of pure energy is aligning your spine to the cosmic axis. You will feel a groundedness in your feet, a magnetic pull to the earth, as if you are finally standing on unshakable terrain that is yours by divine right. This is the feeling of your foundation settling, the concrete of your new reality curing and hardening into something eternal and absolute. The anxieties that once felt like constant, destabilizing tremors in your soul will cease, because the spiritual ground beneath you has been fortified by their wasted efforts. You will sleep more deeply, your dreams becoming clear and purposeful instead of chaotic and fearful. You will awaken feeling not drained but recharged, as if you have been plugged into a cosmic power source overnight. Your very breath will change, it will deepen, slow down, as if you are finally breathing the air of your native atmosphere. You will look at your own reflection and see not the weary survivor they tried to create, but a sovereign architect standing before a completed masterpiece, the light catching in your eyes in a way it never has before. Their greatest mistake was underestimating the intelligence of the universe. They operated on the flawed human assumption that what is seen is all that is real. They checked the plans, but the plans were never in their hands, they were written on your soul. They could not comprehend that their negativity, their malice, their gossip was a raw material, a potent energetic resource that the cosmos does not waste. The universe recycles everything. Their malice was harvested, purified through the filter of your integrity, and used as the mortar binding the stones of your destiny together. You will feel this truth resonating in your bones. The exhaustion you once carried, a heavy cloak you could never shrug off, will be replaced by a vibrant, humming energy that sits just beneath your skin. This is the energy grid of your new reality coming online, powered by the very force they intended for your destruction. They threw stones to break your spirit, but the universe used them to build your fortress. They are now standing on the outside, cold and confused, looking up at impenetrable walls they cannot scale, staring at a monument to their own karmic miscalculation. This is not revenge. This is divine physics. This is the law of energetic return, executed with the divine precision of a master builder. You are living inside the evidence of their failure, and your very breath is the proof of their profound and irreversible error. Chapter 2. The echo in their empty rooms. As the architecture of your life solidifies and ascends, a parallel and opposite process begins in theirs. Their reality, once seemingly so stable, so secure, so smugly self-assured, begins to experience a profound and unsettling decay. This is not the loud, crashing karma of cinematic revenge. It is something far more insidious, far more personal, and infinitely more agonizing. It is the karma of the echo. Your success, your peace, your light does not strike them like a lightning bolt from a vengeful god. Instead, the frequency of your ascension travels back along the energetic pathways they created when they targeted you, and it echoes back into the hollow spaces of their own lives. It is a persistent, low-frequency hum that reminds them of what they lack, what they threw away, and what they can now never have. It is the sound of your wholeness highlighting their fragmentation. They will begin to feel it in the quiet moments, the spaces between their frantic distractions. They will walk into a room in their own home, a space they curated with expensive objects to project success and happiness, and they will feel an unnerving emptiness, a chilling void where warmth should be. The material possessions they flaunted to make you feel small will suddenly look cheap and soulless, like stage props for a play whose audience has long gone home. The silence in their house will no longer be peaceful, it will be accusatory. In that silence, they will hear the echo of their own cruel words, their own deceitful laughter, their own whispered lies replayed for them on a loop only they can hear. This is your peace echoing into their chaos. The universe is forcing them to confront the void within themselves, a void created the moment they chose to project darkness onto you, a void that your light was unknowingly filling for them. They will try to drown out the sound with louder music, more parties, more noise, but the echo is internal. It is the soundtrack of their own soul's regret. They will book expensive vacations only to feel more empty and isolated, surrounded by beauty, the vibrant colors of the landscape seeming to mock their internal grayscale reality. They will buy new things only to feel the hollowness of the object, mocking their inability to feel true joy. This karmic echo will manifest in their social circles with unnerving precision. Your name, which they worked so hard to slander and erase, will begin to surface in conversations with a shocking frequency. A mutual acquaintance will casually mention your new success story they read online. An old friend, unprompted, will ask how you are doing, a genuine curiosity in their voice. Your profile will appear on a screen, radiant, thriving, surrounded by love and light. Each mention is a stone skipping across the placid surface of their denial, sending ripples of profound discomfort through their carefully constructed social world. They will flinch physically, a barely perceptible tick in their jaw or a tightening around their eyes. They will feel a knot tighten in their stomach, a cold dread that has no logical source. It is the sensory experience of their lies expiring. The narrative they sold to the world, and more importantly to themselves, is being actively and publicly contradicted by the undeniable fact of your well-being. Their laughter will sound forced and hollow, their conversations circling the same superficial topics, devoid of any real connection or depth. Their anxiety is not a random affliction, it is the direct result of their energetic system trying to process a frequency it cannot handle, the frequency of your unassailable truth, a frequency that burns away all falsehoods. They are living in a house of mirrors, but the reflections are no longer flattering or distorted to their liking. They see their own bitterness, their own stagnation, their own duplicity reflected back at them from every surface. This constant, low-grade suffering will begin to take a physical toll: sleepless nights, unexplained ailments, a visible dimming of their own light. They are haunted not by a ghost, but by the vibrant life you are living. They tried to bury your light, and now they are forced to live in the ever-expanding shadow cast by its brilliance. This is the true nature of their sentence. It is not a prison of walls and bars, but a perpetual, internal confrontation with the prosperity they tried to prevent. Your joy becomes their judgment. Your abundance becomes their audit. They are locked in a room with the echo of your ascension, and it is a sound they can never, ever escape. Chapter 3: The currency of your scars. You have been systematically taught by a broken world to see your scars as marks of damage, as evidence of wounds that needed healing, as shameful symbols of your vulnerability. This is a profound misunderstanding of their sacred purpose. It is time to reframe your entire history of pain, not as a liability, but as the creation of your greatest asset. Those were not injuries, they were transactions. Every moment of betrayal, every season of crushing isolation, every tear you shed in the dark was a deposit made into a spiritual account of immense and untouchable power. The universe was not punishing you, it was investing in you, trusting that you had the strength to endure the process that would yield an infinite return. Your scars are now your currency. They are the non-negotiable, universally recognized credentials that grant you access to realms of experience, wisdom, and power that are completely inaccessible to the untested, the unbroken, and the spiritually comfortable. People who have never been forged in the fires of true adversity cannot comprehend this divine economy. They see your survival as a tragedy to be pitied. They do not understand that your entire life has been an initiation. The agonizing isolation you endured was not a rejection by the world. It was a divine quarantine, a cosmic purification chamber designed to protect your nascent power from the contaminants of a lower frequency energetic vampirism, groupthink, the subtle poison of their limited beliefs, and the contagious frequency of their perpetual victimhood. It was in that sacred, deafening solitude that your spirit was stripped of all dependencies, all false allegiances, and all energetic attachments that could not make the journey with you to this next phase. The betrayals were not personal failures or a reflection of your worth. They were surgical extractions performed with divine precision by the cosmos. The universe used the clumsy, malicious hands of your enemies as its scalpels to remove people, mindsets, and situations from your life that were anchors holding you to the sea floor. Each cut, though painful at the time, was perfectly measured to remove only the cancerous tissue of false friendship and codependency, leaving your healthy spirit intact and ready for rapid regeneration. They thought they were cutting you off. In reality, they were cutting you free. You will begin to feel this truth in a visceral, undeniable way. Look at the memories that once brought you a sharp, stabbing pain. An energetic shift is occurring, a divine alchemy where the sting of the memory is being neutralized and replaced by a feeling of profound, quiet wealth. This is not just emotional resilience, it is a metaphysical transmutation of the highest order, turning the lead of suffering into the gold of sovereignty. Each scar holds a specific power. The scar from profound betrayal now bestows upon you an infallible sense of discernment. The scar from public humiliation now grants you an unshakable core of self-worth that needs no external validation. The scar of being told you were too much now unlocks the power of your full, unapologetic self-expression. You will touch a physical scar on your body or recall an emotional one that once crippled you, and instead of a phantom ache or wave of sadness, you will feel a distinct surge of power, a tingling sensation of activation that flows through your veins. This is your past being converted into high-octane fuel for your present. This is the alchemy of the chosen one. Your tears did not just fall to the ground and evaporate, they watered the sacred soil from which your current reality is now blooming in spectacular fashion. Think of it as a divine bank account. For years, you made deposits through your resilience, your integrity, your steadfast refusal to become as bitter and small as them. You endured, and every moment of that endurance was recorded, tallied, and compounded with an interest rate based on the purity of your spirit under pressure. Now, the account has fully matured. The universe is declaring your spiritual credit score to be perfected. In the days and weeks ahead, you will be presented with opportunities that feel disproportionate to your recent efforts. A door will swing wide open that you never even knew existed, let alone knocked on. A sum of money will arrive from a source so unexpected it will feel like a miracle. A relationship will manifest that feels like it was forged in the stars and designed specifically for your soul. Do not question this. Do not shrink from it. Do not feel unworthy. This is not a gift. It is a withdrawal. It is payment rendered for the silent, thankless, brutal work you did in the shadows for years. You are now spending the currency of your scars, and you must understand that your purchasing power in this new reality is limitless and beyond their comprehension. Chapter 4: The collapse of their false narratives. The architecture of your vindication was always designed for a public unveiling. Its ultimate purpose was not just to elevate you in private, but to simultaneously and systematically demolish the prison of lies they constructed around your name in the public square. Your success is the wrecking ball. The narrative they so carefully crafted and relentlessly peddled, the one where you were unstable, incapable, difficult, or unworthy, is now beginning to buckle under the undeniable weight of your reality. The energetic signature of their lies was always weak, built on a shaky foundation of envy and insecurity. Now, the high, pure frequency of your truth acts like a sonic weapon, shattering their flimsy construct from the inside out. This collapse is not a single, dramatic event, it is a process, a slow and agonizing crumbling that they are powerless to stop. You will witness it happening in real time, and your role is simply to observe. The people who once listened to their slander with rapt attention, nodding in agreement, will begin to look at them with confusion, then with dawning suspicion. The flying monkeys and enablers who eagerly participated in the smear campaign, adding their own little twists to the story, will suddenly grow very quiet. You will notice them avoiding eye contact. They will begin to strategically distance themselves, not out of a sudden surge of morality, but out of a primal, rat-like instinct for self-preservation. They sense the seismic shift in the energetic landscape. They feel the ground shaking beneath the fraudulent structure they helped build. They know which structure is sound and which is about to fall, and they are scrambling to get out of the blast radius of the collapsing lie. You will hear second-hand stories of how they now claim they always knew you had it in you, or that they were just playing devil's advocate to make you stronger. These pathetic attempts at revisionist history are the death rattle of their credibility, their words tripping over themselves in a desperate attempt to outrun their own past actions. Their shame will be a palpable energy in the room, a sour note in the social harmony, as they realize they were willing pawns in a losing game they foolishly believed they controlled. The sensory experience of this will be surreal and profoundly validating. You will walk into a room, and the conversations that once fell silent to exclude you will now fall silent out of a mixture of awe, intimidation, or deep, palpable shame. You will catch the eyes of those who once judged you so harshly, and you will see not contempt, but a desperate, questioning look. They are silently asking themselves, and the universe, how did we get it so catastrophically wrong? They are beginning to understand that their judgment of you was, in fact, a judgment of their own inability to perceive truth. You will begin to receive tentative, awkward messages out of the blue. An unexpected friend request on social media. A text message just checking in after years of silence. An apology that is weak, hollow, and self-serving, focusing more on their discomfort than on your pain. Do not be mistaken, this is not genuine remorse. This is the frantic attempt of rats fleeing a sinking ship. They are not trying to repair a relationship with you, they are trying to disassociate themselves from the failed narrative and its architects before they are pulled down with them. The karma here is exquisitely precise. Their punishment is being forced to publicly reckon with their own poor judgment, their own lack of character, their own gullibility. They chose the wrong side, they backed the wrong horse, and your thriving, radiant existence is the living, breathing, irrefutable proof of their epic error. Their social capital is plummeting while yours soars into the stratosphere. The very social dynamics they tried to manipulate against you are now turning on them with an unstoppable, merciless momentum. They are being isolated, questioned, and judged by the very people they tried to turn against you. They are being consumed by their own creation. Your role in this is to do nothing. You must not intervene. You must not argue. You must not say "I told you so." You must simply continue to build, to succeed, to radiate. Your light is the powerful disinfectant that is cleansing the timeline of their falsehoods. Each new achievement you post, each new photo of you genuinely smiling, each new milestone you announce is another deafening crack in their facade until the entire rotten structure implodes under the pressure of truth, leaving nothing but the clear, undeniable, and permanent reality of who you always were. Chapter 5. Speaking the language of consequence. Your role in this cosmic drama has fundamentally shifted. You are no longer the defendant in a kangaroo court they orchestrated. You have been fully exonerated by the highest authority, and you have been elevated to the bench. You are the embodiment of the verdict. Your task now is not to argue your case, explain your past, or seek acknowledgement for your pain. Your task is to speak the language of consequence, and this powerful language is often silent. Your sustained peace is a thunderous statement. Your unapologetic joy is a damning judgment. Your calm refusal to engage with their chaos is the final, unappealable ruling from which there is no escape. This language is pre-verbal, it is communicated through your aura, the unwavering calm in your eyes, the very way you hold your space. You must understand with absolute clarity that they will be drawn to your new light. They will circle your newfound warmth like moths to a flame, not out of love or remorse, but out of a profound and chilling energetic desperation. They are spiritually bankrupt, starving for the very light they tried to extinguish in you, and they see your success as a bailout opportunity, a chance to siphon off your energy to warm their own cold, empty lives. They will approach you, perhaps under the guise of a tearful apology or a sudden, convenient desire to make things right. This is the next and most critical test of your sovereignty. This is not a moment for compassion in the way the old, codependent world defined it. It is a moment for divine, unbreachable boundaries. This is a karmic audit, and you are the auditor. Your silence forces them to listen to the agonizing echo of their own actions. Your stillness reflects their inner storm back at them, forcing them to see the chaos they carry, a chaos they can no longer project onto you. You are a perfectly clear mirror, and they can no longer stand the horror of their own reflection. You will feel a change in your very voice, a physical transformation. When you do choose to speak in these situations, your words will have a new weight, a new density, a new resonance. They will land in the air with the finality of a judge's gavel striking oak. You will find yourself speaking simple, unadorned, declarative truths without any need for emotional justification or defensive explanation. That is no longer acceptable to me. I am not available for that dynamic. I have moved on, and that chapter is closed. These are not attacks, they are boundary markers of a new nation. They are the clear, calm delineation of a new reality, a sovereign territory which they are not permitted to enter. Notice the physical sensation of this power. When they attempt to pull you back into their drama with a baited question or a passive-aggressive remark, you will feel an internal generator of calm, a silent turbine of power spinning in your solar plexus. Their frantic, needy, grasping energy will not even register as an external force, it will simply dissolve upon contact with your sovereign field. It is like a foul smoke that cannot penetrate clean air. It dissipates instantly, neutralized by the high, pure frequency of your sovereign field. You will feel absolutely nothing from them, no anger, no pity, no temptation to engage. This divine neutrality is the most powerful consequence of all. In the very near future, one of them will make a direct and calculated attempt to re-enter your life. They will present a carefully constructed case for their return, full of feigned remorse and manufactured nostalgia. Your only assignment from the universe is to hold your ground. Observe them. You will see in their eyes the terrifying realization that the person they thought they could control no longer exists, and they are facing a power they cannot comprehend, let alone manipulate. By simply maintaining your peaceful, sovereign state, you will be speaking the language of consequence more loudly and more devastatingly than any angry argument ever could. Your non-reaction is the final word. It tells them, without a shred of ambiguity, that the gate is permanently closed, the account is settled, and their currency of manipulation and deceit is no longer valid in your new kingdom. Chapter 6, The Great Separation, Ascension. As an address change, the division growing between you and them is becoming more than just a social or emotional gap. It is solidifying into a vibrational reality, a tangible schism in the fabric of existence. This is the Great Separation. You are not just moving on, you are moving out. You are undergoing a fundamental and irreversible change of energetic address, and they are being permanently left behind in the old, decaying neighborhood of their own creation. They cannot follow you, not because you are forbidding them with anger or spite, but because they do not possess the energetic keycard, the vibrational passport required for entry into this new, higher dimensional reality. Their spiritual signature is incompatible with the atmosphere of your new world. The karmic blueprint for your life always included this relocation plan. Your success, your achievements, your newfound peace, these were not the destination. They were the vehicle. They were the rocket ship, the means of transport designed to carry you across the vibrational chasm from their world of shadows to your world of light. They are now left standing in the ruins of the reality they helped create with their own negativity, a reality that is beginning to experience entropy at an accelerated rate now that your life-giving light has been fully withdrawn from it. Their path becomes circular, trapped in repeating loops of the same drama with different characters. They will date the same type of person, encounter the same work problems, and engage in the same petty squabbles, forever trapped on a karmic carousel of their own making. Their lives become a stale rerun, while yours is an epic premiere every single day. They are energetically landlocked, while you are exploring new galaxies. They are inhabitants of a timeline that is closing down, folding in on itself. You are a pioneer, a first-wave resident in a timeline that is just beginning to flourish and expand. You will begin to perceive this separation as a tangible shift in your physical environment. The world will literally look, feel, and sound different to you. Colors will appear more vibrant, more saturated, as if a dull filter has been removed from your eyes. The air in your lungs will feel cleaner, sweeter, more charged with life force. You will start to experience a cascade of synchronicities that are so precise, so personal, they defy all laws of logic and probability. The right person will call at the exact right moment with the exact information you need. The perfect opportunity will land in your inbox, seemingly out of nowhere. You will think of a forgotten song from your youth, and it will immediately play on the radio. This is not magic, this is physics. This is the universe sending you a constant stream of confirmations that you are now in perfect, harmonious alignment with your optimal timeline. You are in the flow state, the river of grace. Concurrently, you will notice that the people, places, and dramas from your past life feel increasingly distant and foreign, like a foggy, half-remembered dream or a movie you watched a long time ago. It will take genuine mental effort to recall their faces or the specific emotions tied to them, and when you do, they will feel flat and disconnected from you. This is not memory loss, it is energetic disconnection. You are moving so far and so fast on your new trajectory that the old reality is falling away below the horizon of your perception. The profound, aching loneliness you once felt was the feeling of being in cosmic transit. You had left your old energetic home, but you had not yet arrived at the new one. You were in the space between worlds. Now you are arriving. You will begin to attract your true soul family, a new collective of individuals who vibrate at this higher frequency. These connections will require no explanation of your past. Your scars will be seen not as wounds to be questioned, but as medals of honor that they instantly recognize, for they carry their own. This is your new home, your new tribe, your new reality. This is where you always belonged. Chapter 7. The silent acknowledgement of the universe. At this final stage of the process, your focus will pivot entirely and irrevocably. The story is no longer about them. Their karmic reckoning, the collapse of their fragile narratives, the damning echo in their empty rooms, all of it becomes distant background noise, then fades into complete and total silence. Their fate is now a closed, energetic loop between them and the universe, a sacred transaction you are no longer required to witness, audit, or even think about. Your journey of vindication is complete, not because you have won a battle against them, but because the game itself has become irrelevant. You have graduated from that level of reality. Their energy signature is now so low, so distant, it can no longer even register on your heightened perception. Your attention is now being drawn forward, irresistibly pulled toward a horizon of infinite creation and limitless potential. The karmic blueprint you have been following was not just the plan for a single fortress of success to protect you. That was merely the gatehouse, the initiation point. You are now being handed the master plans for an entire kingdom, a reality you are meant to build, govern, and expand according to your highest soul purpose. Your precious life force energy is no longer needed to right past wrongs, it is required as the primary fuel to manifest new worlds, new paradigms, new ways of being. This is the real work, building new templates for living, for relationships, for creativity, that will serve as a beacon for others still finding their way. The defining sensation of this exalted stage is a profound and unshakable peace. It is not a fleeting state of happiness dependent on external conditions. It is a permanent state of being, an internal anchor in the core of your soul. It is a quiet, internal hum of absolute certainty that permeates every cell. You will feel a palpable sense of being watched over, not by the judgmental eyes of other people, but by the benevolent, intelligent, and loving gaze of the cosmos itself. This silent acknowledgement from the universe is a continuous state of communion. It manifests as a profound sense of rightness in every action you take. You will plant a seed of intention, and the universe will provide the rain and sun without you even having to ask. You will think, I need a mentor for this next phase, and within days, the perfect guide will cross your path as if by appointment. You will feel a creative impulse, and the resources, time, and inspiration will align perfectly for its execution. This is not you getting what you want, it is you becoming a conduit for what the universe wants to express through you. Your will and the divine will have become one unified force. Your intuition, which you have honed through years of trial by fire, will become a direct, clear, instantaneous channel. The constant internal chatter, the doubts, and the second-guessing that once plagued your mind will simply vanish, like fog burning off in the morning sun. You will simply know the next right step to take, and you will take it with a calm, centered confidence that requires no external validation whatsoever. The noise of the old world, the politics, the media-driven drama, the manufactured fear will recede. It will not disappear, but it will lose its power to affect your internal state. You will perceive it as distant shouting in a language you no longer understand. You will hear a new kind of music, a subtle, celestial harmony that underlies all of reality. It is the frequency of your own soul finally, perfectly aligned with its divine mission. Your success was never the destination. It was the key that unlocked the door to your true destiny. Your revenge was not in their failure, but in your transcendence beyond the very concept of revenge itself. You are no longer a character in a story written by others, you are the sole author of new mythologies, the eternal architect of new dawns.